Hello, epic viewers from around the world. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another riveting, captivating, stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What item will I be unboxing? What item will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What item is encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It'll only take me billions of picoseconds to extract the item from the box and subsequently flaunt it in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. We have airbags, followed by an envelope. I'm going to render the contents of the envelope transparent. The envelope has been ravaged. What lies in the bowels of the envelope? What lies in the depths of the envelope? Let's find out. The envelope obscures this figurine. This figurine's about to be liberated. He's about to be set free. Who is he, you may ask? He's an infamous, notorious, sadistic, maniacal, conniving, audacious, menacing, intimidating, Annihilus. He was produced by Hasbro amid the mists of the 2000s. I believe that he was released in 2006. His appendages came bundled with the figurines derived from the Marvel Legends Annihilus series, or Marvel Legends Series 16. This figure was released post Toy Biz becoming defunct. If you collected all the 6 figurines within the Marvel Legends Annihilus series, then you gained the ability to build Annihilus. He's an amalgamation of ample parts, which can be detached at any given moment. The seller removed his wings in order to minimize shipping costs. I'm going to re-equip them. They're a hassle to equip. I managed to equip them. Alright, let's meticulously analyze this figurine. I love his aesthetics, I love his hues, I love his textures, I love his shadings. This figurine is pretty much the embodiment of restyling perfection. He's a paradigm of perfection. He's the epitome of perfection. He stands roughly 8 inches tall. He has a diaphragm joint. He has finger joint articulation. He has ample points of articulation. His knees are double jointed. His elbows are double jointed. He's just a spectacular, stupendous, stellar, extraordinary, marvelous figurine. I would have preferred if he was a bit taller. He only stands roughly 7 to 8 inches tall. He's dwarfed by Galactus, the Sentinel, and Apocalypse. I love his wings. They're relatively sturdy. They're comprised of rubber. This figurine is practically unscathed. He's practically in mint and pristine condition. As a totality, the Marvel Legends Annihilus series is just amazing. I love the wave. If you procure all the figurines within the series, you'll be able to obtain Banshee, the movie version of Beast, Emma Frost, Hercules, Planet Hulk, Ultimate Iron Man, and of course, the notorious, legendary Annihilus. I have no gripes appertaining to this figurine. Are there any salient issues associated with the figurine? I do not believe so. His head is likely confined to a ball joint rather than a disc joint, although it's arduous to tell without having X-ray vision, right? I love the fact that he has finger joint articulation. His thumbs cannot be articulated. His thumbs are preposed, but it's not the end of the world. Most figurines have preposed thumbs. He even has, I thought he had an ankle pivot, I guess not. Actually, he technically does. It's relatively minor. The ankle rocker is not impressive. He has spikes protruding out of his shoulder pads, which is a nice feature. His appearance emulates Annihilus from the comic books. If you're an avid, devout Marvel fan, then you'll likely be familiar with this character. I'm not well acclimated with this character's lore. I think he's supposed to be neurotic and paranoid. He has trepidation that others will decimate him, so he decides to take matters into his own hands and trounce anyone that he deems to be a threat. Apparently he's a rival or nemesis of the Fantastic Four. He's definitely a powerful contender. He's mighty. He's likely potent in melee combat. He can maul his adversaries to death. He can pummel them to death. He can beat them to a bloody pulp. He can stomp them to death. He could also ascend at any given moment. I recommend and advocate purchasing him if you love Marvel Legends figurines. You can't go wrong with this figurine. He has no major defects. He cannot rotate his waist. It's not too much of an issue. His joints are relatively sturdy. I would have preferred if he was a bit bulkier, so that his physical prowess could be accentuated. He's an ominous villain. He's just quite a remarkable figurine. I love his color schemes. I love his muscle tones. His seam lines aren't very noticeable. They're relatively inconspicuous. So, if you stumble upon him via eBay for under $40, then I recommend purchasing him. If you stumble upon him for $50 or more, then you may want to mull over the decision. I wouldn't pay over $60 for this figurine, but that's my personal preference. Yours may be disparate from mine. Perhaps you're willing to shell out more capital in order to acquire this extraordinary figurine. I love Annihilus, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think he warrants a premium price above $60, especially considering that the original Marvel collectors were able to procure him, as well as 6 other Marvel Legends figurines, amid the advent of their initial release, for under $7. I think the Hasbro Marvel Legends figurines originally retailed for $10 when they were released. Post Toy Biz becoming defunct, now they're at least $20. But if the original collector paid $60 plus tax, or $59.94 plus tax in order to procure the 6 corresponding figurines within the series and Annihilus, they lucked out. And if you're going to pay over $60 to get just one figure, it just doesn't seem like a worthwhile investment, in my opinion. Especially when someone was able to acquire the whole entire series as a totality, and not just one figurine within it. It's nice that they come with appendages of a Build-A-Figure. I love this Annihilus Build-A-Figure, or this Build-A-Figure Annihilus. Since they come with appendages to assemble your own figurine, it incentivizes you to procure all the figurines within the lot. In other words, the intrinsic value of a figurine is amplified if it comes with an appendage of another figurine. That's my opinion. Because adding a limb to a transaction adds extra value. So once again, here's Annihilus. He's not marred with scratches. He's not marred with scuffs. His face is not impaired. His joints are relatively sturdy. He has articulation in at least 20 points. He's an extraordinary figurine. If you scrutinize him, you won't find any major defects. I just would have preferred if he was a bit bulkier and a bit heftier, and he had a bit more weight to him, but it's not the end of the world. I couldn't have asked for a better figure. So, I hope that you found this video to be intriguing and enthralling. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.